Right, g'day noobers. Today I'm joined by request, James Sacker. He has been popular ever since he came on the podcast. James, we've hung out a bit now. It's an absolute pleasure to call you my actual friend in real life as well.
Absolutely, mate. Great to see you again.
Yeah, mate, I had an absolute blast diving with you. If people want to listen to some of those episodes, the East Coast series that I just did, I think James featured on episode 2. But he's also got a full standalone interview. Go and check that out as well. James, today we're doing top 20 spearfishing YouTube channels as voted by the Noob Spearo community on Facebook. Your channel, unfortunately, it didn't feature, my friend.
I can't believe he didn't go all the way down to 139.
I think it's just a visibility thing, isn't it? And like you and I were chatting earlier, we were talking about how, you know, it's great to support the little guys, the guys with 10 subscribers that are still trying to make real cool stuff. And your channel's has definitely got a lot more than 10 subscribers. It's got popularity in its own right now, but it still seems weird how YouTube ranks stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what the algorithm is. I think ugly old white men, don't rate, to be honest. I think there could be something to that. Like some of your guests, they flash a bit of flesh. If I did that, I'd lose subscribers. So, yeah.
Talking about flash and flesh, you had me on there in a pair of DTs for a minute there. That was a bit awkward.
Well, what can I say? You're a substantial man. You need to be exposed on, on the video far and wide.
Anyway, there's enough of that awkwardness. Let's get into the top 20 YouTube channels. What is your channel though for listeners' reference?
It's Catch It, Grow It, Cook It.
Catch It, Grow It.
And it's my spearfishing life from some of the past and some of the more recent stuff, and mix of stuff. A lot of New South Wales diving, Queensland diving, New Zealand, smidgen of Mexico.
The Monster Easterns and the Lobster Boy series. So you were
the Lobster Boys are very popular. Yeah, people like to see those giant crays getting pulled out. And and see the lifestyle that we live, the great place that I live in here on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. It's awesome. So I added to your list as well. Like I love to watch small spearfishing channels, and there's just incredible content out there from really, really capable guys and girls that are just not getting the attention that they should get. You know, some of them are less than 100 subscribers, and you'd watch the content, and it's just absolutely world-class stuff. So, be good to give them a bit of a push.
Let's do that. We'll do the top 20 as voted by the Noob Spearo community on Facebook, which is a phenomenal group if you want to get involved too. I always need help with from others to moderate the group and keep the culture flowing. There's never a shortage of good people on there, but there's no dickheads on there, which is what I like about it, because there's just no ego, having fun, a place to ask questions and not worry too much about looking like a dumbass. So Noob Spearo community on Facebook. Here's number 20. Let's get into WediTV. Jackson Shields put together a quick audio or video. If you're watching the video, check this out from Jackson at Wedi.
Hello, I'm Jackson Shields, and I'm part of the WediTV YouTube channel. We're based in Auckland in New Zealand, where we do most of our spearfishing out of, but we do travel abroad around New Zealand as well as overseas, and put videos up on our YouTube channel as well. What has been the most popular scene/video on our channel? I think it's pretty steady with most of them. They're all reasonably similar for the viewership and sort of feedback on the videos. Some a little bit more than others. I guess some of them have a bit more excitement footage-wise, from stuff diving with tuna amongst big meatballs, big schools of kingfish, which is popular in New Zealand. There's been all sorts of stuff. What we want to achieve with our YouTube channel is probably just to get our videos out there. In most of the videos, we like to give plenty of tips and ideas to help new spearos, as well as maybe people that are already quite experienced, some ideas on maybe how they are able to improve their spearfishing. Not that we know everything or anything like that, but it is nice to be able to share ideas that we learn, as you're always constantly learning with spearfishing. It's certainly nothing that you could ever master or become, completed in. So every single dive we try and learn more and more to try and better ourselves as spearos, and also able to pass on those ideas and see if they work for other people as well. what has been the best viewer comment. Don't look at too many of their comments. I mean, we have so many great comments. I do see some of them. People say kind words, and I know that some people do take some good ideas from our videos, which is, the most rewarding part of them, is knowing that other people might be able to improve their spearfishing, or they might have learned something from watching the video. As that's what it's all about. How do we roll with trolls? Again, probably don't take too much notice of the comments or any, too much negativity. It's not really that productive for making good videos. Probably best to ignore it, I'd imagine. Why we think people like our YouTube channel? Probably like I mentioned earlier on, maybe the tips and ideas in our videos. There's endless, videos in any genre on YouTube of the action shots, but I think the storyline and being able to take new ideas and experiences from watching the YouTube videos is probably the most rewarding part for people. And maybe that's why people, like our channel to a reasonable extent. They enjoy the ideas and that they can learn throughout. And we're always trying to offload new things and techniques we're learning when we're spearfishing, as it's really important to us. How can people support what we're doing? Well, I guess you can watch it. I guess you can like, you can subscribe. It's completely up to you, because we're making these videos for the Spearos out there, not just in New Zealand but worldwide. So I guess if you're getting good enjoyment from watching the videos, we'll see that through the support, and we'll be able to keep making them.
All right, James. So Jackson there from Wedi in New Zealand, second generation at least Spearo. I think maybe third from what I remember with Darren's interview, but obviously the Wedi YouTube channel coming in pretty popular there.
Oh, look, it's definitely one of my favourites. I do not miss a single episode that they put out. I love how Jackson stepped into Darren's shoes and taken over the Wedi filming side of stuff with his partner Sophie. It's just so good to watch. So many good tips. He's an absolutely phenomenal diver. But no ego, very entertaining, awesome editing. It's a complete package. And if you want to know what it's like to dive in New Zealand, that is the channel that you watch for sure. Hey, not to mention their fantastic gear. I've just got myself 2 new Wedi 5mm tops that I'm wearing at the moment. So it's very nice to be comfortable again in their super high quality, very good value spearfishing gear.
Yeah, a lot of people raving about those Wedi suits. So obviously making the YouTube videos is a good fit for them selling gear as well. So good on them. Good Kiwi company. Love it. Can't go wrong with the Kiwis, eh, James?
Yeah, absolutely.
Apart from
the sheep shaggers.
Having to fight them for Barbara and Eunice. Coming in at 19, Rodney Pasidi, a recent guest on the podcast. He's got Rocket Kit, which is definitely a sort of outdoorsman lifestyle channel. He partakes in the spearing joyfully and fully, but he's still relatively new. But I think because of that, people enjoy his experience, because again, he's just a no ego bloke, not a lot of hype, just that first person perspective and some really cool beautiful landscapes up in sort of Queensland, southern area of the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, well, you introduced me to him on the last trip when we caught up. I hadn't come across him before, and yeah, he's a very entertaining young bloke. And yeah, he started with the kayak stuff. That was his claim to fame, I think. And now he's just gone from strength to strength.
I think he's going to submit a video or audio for me this afternoon. So if he does, have a watch right now. But if he didn't, let's move on to number 18, African Spearfishing Diaries with my boy Barrett. Really enjoy Barrett's company. He's good for a few laughs too, and obviously makes some beautiful films. Have you watched any of Barrett's stuff, James?
Mate, this is how far I go back with ASC.
Yeah.
For you, Gen Z, these are called DVDs. You have to stick them in the machine.
Maputo Magic. That's a classic.
Yeah. Oh, Jacob Bligno going down to 45 meters and shooting the dogger salmon. Yeah, like what's not to love? These guys are the OGs of South African spearfishing. They've been doing it for decades and make absolutely superb videos, incredible action, just stunning fish. diving ability just out of this world. Premium editing. What can I say? Like, they are just absolutely set the bar back in the day.
Love it. Let's watch Barrett's update, because he's another former guest on the podcast, and I every now and then chat with Barrett. He's a good man.
My name is Barrett Harvey, owner of African Spearfishing Diaries. Sorry, I've got a whale shark here. Don't you hate it when your interview gets interrupted by a whale shark? Off Qatar here, it's summertime and surrounded by about 20 or 30 whale sharks. We have the second largest population in the world here in Qatar. And this guy's just swimming around. Can't really see what I'm filming, so yeah, thank you for voting for me on the noob favorite spearfishing channel search. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying my channel. It's African Spearfishing Diaries. Basically, the goal of it is just get some of the cool footage up that I've taken over the years. Yeah, just traveling around the world with some cool people, filming them on their trip and having a bit of fun, not taking ourselves too seriously. And for those of you sitting in miserable cold weather or sitting at work and need something to do, it's great to be able to show you some of these things, and thank you for the support, and please keep watching. As far as most famous clips, has to be the potato grouper grabbing my hand in Mozambique. It's an old one but a goodie. So just a word to Shrek and the guys at Noob, keep up the great work. You guys really add value to the spearfishing community, so thank you very much. And yeah, keep supporting all those channels out there, guys. Some of the guys do it for a living full time, so please subscribe to their channels, support them, and yeah, I'm sure those videos will keep coming. It's so good to see so many wonderful channels out there. I've been filming spearfishing for about 30 years. In the early days it was very different. Cameras were mighty huge, and with the changing technology it's becoming much easier, and great to see everybody putting up their clips and having a good time. So from me, Qatar, I'm going to go check out some more whale sharks. Cheers.
He's a good unit, man. That I don't know if you've seen much of the more modern African spearfishing diary stuff, but he's probably got one of the best show reels I've ever seen. Like the first sort of 45-second introduction to his videos, like the sounds, the timing, the shots, like it just puts me in the mood to go spearing.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, no, I've watched them religiously as well. There's always good for action, superb filming, like just has the absolute instinct as a cameraman to capture what you need to capture and edit out, what doesn't need to be there, which is, I think, there's one of the greatest tricks is knowing what to leave on the floor, as opposed to what goes into the videos. So yeah, amazing to watch. And like I said, you see with those DVDs, he's been doing it for 30 years, and he hasn't got worse. He's got a lot better.
Yeah, no, he's a good man. I really like this list in terms of its diversity. Like we're getting into number 17. I've got Ethan Yo here, who's the South Australian, very different style of diving to what we just watched with Barrett stuff. It's temperate waters of South Australia, but also some really beautiful stuff. Monster southern rock lobsters, southern bluefin tuna. He's getting amongst it. I like Ethan. I love his enthusiasm too. Have you watched much of Ethan's channel?
Look, I'm a lobster man through and through, so you can't not watch his big lobster videos. Are fantastic. And look, he's for a young bloke. He throws in a lot of Gen Z stuff into his videos. A few little memes and stuff like that to make it entertaining. He loves the cooking side of it as well, which is always great. Preparing the catch, they have a lot of fun doing that. And look, he's another guy, a young guy without a big ego. He showed his. Anyone who wants to see a good close to blackout, his near-death experience, he made a video of that, and it was a very moving video. He had a samba on the surface, basically, and he broke a few rules, which he admits to, and it was a real huge learning wake-up call for him. But the way he presented it it's very valuable for young divers, especially young divers that are getting good quickly, to watch a video like that and take some lessons from it. So good on you, Ethan. Keep up the good work. You're very, very entertaining. And you've got many, many years ahead of you, unlike me.
So that's EJC Adventures on YouTube. Let's have a quick watch of Ethan's what Ethan's put together for us. What is your channel called? What's your name? Where do you live?
G'day guys, my name's Ethan Yo and I run EJC Adventures, which of course is a spearfishing channel based in the waters of Southern Australia. However, I do have plans to expand my content soon, so I'm really looking forward to that hopefully in the next year or so. But thank you everyone who voted for me. I feel so grateful and honoured to have made this list alongside a bunch of other YouTubers that I really look up to and I'm inspired by.
What has been the most popular scene or video on your channel?
My most popular video would definitely have to be one of my older ones, where I was lucky enough to go out and find a massive crayfish and then to catch it and be able to bring it home and cook it up and share it with my family. To be honest though, the video is pretty poorly edited as it's one of my older videos, and I do have plans to go back when I have time and re-edit it all and give the footage some justice, as some of the clips I got that day was just amazing and I did not edit it very well back then.
What do you want to achieve with your YouTube channel?
Well, when I first started my channel, I must say I was pretty ambitious and naive at the time, as my goal back then was to try and make a career out of making YouTube videos and spearfishing, which was pretty unrealistic. But now it's definitely more of just a hobby for me and a great way to share and document my various adventures. And I really do enjoy video editing, which is a big bonus. With my videos now though, I just really want to try and continue to entertain and educate people and show people what spearfishing actually is. As here in South Australia, our spearers are definitely the minority group, and sadly we often get discriminated against simply due to lack of education. So right now my main goal is to try and bring awareness to the sport and show people how selective and sustainable it can be when practiced correctly.
What's been the best ever comment?
The best comment I've received would definitely have to be this one. Nah, in all seriousness, I couldn't pick one as there's way too many great comments to choose from. My favourite ones would probably have to be the ones that, you know, you can tell that people have gone out of the way to write and are more personal. I really enjoy reading those, but I appreciate any comment I get on my channel and I always try my best to reply to all of them.
How do you roll with trolls?
My channel isn't too big, so thankfully I don't get that many trolls, but the ones that I do get are normally just from people who don't really know what spearfishing is and are a bit uneducated with that. So most of the time I'll try and reply in a respectful way and educate them. And most of the time it works out well and they go away with a changed mindset.
Why do you think people like your YouTube channel?
I think what people like about my channel is I don't take myself too seriously. I'm not afraid to stuff up and show my mistakes and talk about them on camera, which I've made a lot of in the past. I'm also still pretty new to spearfishing. I've only been doing it for a few years now. So I think people watching can relate to me in that sense and what they see. And it's pretty cool because I've managed to document my full spearfishing journey from the very start to where I am now, so people can join me on that journey and see my growth and progress and learn with me as I go.
How can people support what you're doing with your YouTube channel?
You guys can support me by simply just watching my videos and, you know, doing the liking, the commenting, subscribing and sharing it around with your friends, as it just shows YouTube that people are, you know, interacting with my videos, and then they'll continue to recommend it and share it with others.
Love it. He's a good man. I really like that, like what you sort of alluded to earlier as well. Like he shares his failures and what he learns, which I think is massive. You know, like so many, I think spearfishing is quite an intimidating lifestyle to pursue. And guys that have been doing it a while sometimes forget all the things they've learned. And channels like Ethan's just help us all to remember like, oh, wow, yeah, that's right. I did that too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, you can see in that little clip there. That's the real him. You know, he's not bunging anything on, and yeah, it's very refreshing. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to challenge you, Ethan. I want to have a lobster comp with you. I'm going to come down to South Australia next year, and we'll have a southern comp, and you come up to my hometown, and we'll have an Eastern Rock lobster comp. So if you're on for it, let's do it.
That'll be a cool collab. Old versus young, Easterns versus Southerns. That'll be cool. I like it.
Yeah.
If people are listening to the podcast today as well, there's a lot of video that accompanies some of these stories as well. So I'd encourage you to head over to the Noob Sparrow YouTube channel and watch some of these clips that they've put together. Like that clip from Ethan there had some fantastic footage in it and stuff like that you maybe missed out if you're just listening to the audio. I don't normally do this, but yeah, just definitely go over to the Noob Sparrow YouTube channel and have a watch of some of these videos. And while you're there, you might as well follow James's channel too.
Thanks, mate.
Catch it, grow it, cook it.
That's it.
You need to come up with a handy tune for it, I reckon.
To the sitar.
Joe PK also left me a video, and he's an interesting chap over there in the beautiful waters of the UK. Have you watched much of his channel?
Right, I'll tell you, I'll give these guys A1 marks for perseverance. If you can dive that horrible crap and get some enjoyment out of it, which frankly, looking at the fish species that they shoot in their home waters, they are not overly inspiring to me. I've actually swum in the English Channel amongst the lumps of crude oil that wash up on the beach, and it's anyway. Hats off to him. He's again, like, I've only watched a little bit of his stuff just recently. He's a lovely bloke, very down to earth. Fortunately, he's managed to escape. He's done that video recently going to Turkey, getting the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Again, a really hard place to dive. Beautiful place, but just shockingly hard to dive. So, yeah.
But you are a member of the bourgeoisie as well. So your take on diving these days has changed. I remember you telling me, we don't eat whiting. We don't.
Any of the coral trout cheeks, heap of them to make a meal. And I won't eat all of the cheek, only the center portion that's very tender. I can be a little snobby with the fish that I'll eat, which is one of my many failings.
Having said that, you're a magic cook, so it's not a shortage of cooking. I guess it's just like too much. You've just eaten too much fish, so you can't help it but just go, I only like the buttocks from fresh whiting fillets caught in the spring months.
Yeah, I remove the horn from the lobster, take 3 slices and discard the rest.
Let's get into Joe PK. Go and subscribe to this guy's YouTube channel too. He's making cool stuff, even though it is in the often dirty and cold waters of the UK.
What is your channel called? What's your name? Where do you live?
First of all, huge thanks to Noob Spiro for making this video. I'm also really honoured to be selected in the top 20 spearfishing YouTube channels. Yeah, pretty blown away, to be honest, so thanks very much, guys. So my channel name is Joe PK. My actual name is Joe Pike, quite similar, and I am from South Devon in the UK.
What has been the most popular scene or video on your channel?
The most popular video on my channel would have to be my video where I caught a 17-pound lobster. It's a funny story, really. It didn't have a particularly spectacular thumbnail or anything. It's just a picture of some kelp, and the title of the video was 17-pound lobster. I thought my channel had broken. The video had about 2 million views. I just thought, I had no idea the power of YouTube at the time. People were pretty fascinated by seeing how big lobsters can grow in our waters here. They can get absolutely huge, to be honest. There have been bigger lobsters than 17 pounds landed here. There was a big one landed in Cornwall, which was over 20 pounds. So they are out there. I just got very lucky and stumbled across it.
What do you want to achieve with your YouTube channel?
So what I really want to achieve with my YouTube channel is to promote selective and sustainable spearfishing and foraging. Okay, I honestly believe that anyone who becomes a spearfisher, becomes a forager, will start to understand the ocean in a way that they didn't before. They won't need to support potentially destructive forms of fishing anymore, gill netting, trawling, because they'll be getting their own fish by a sustainable manner. If I can encourage anyone to get in the sea, take up spearfishing and foraging, learn the ways, the habitats, the creatures, the biodiversity, they will build a respect like no one else. And that is the way that we can really spread the word about conservation and protection of this beautiful marine ecosystem.
What has been your best viewer comment?
So best viewer comment is quite a difficult one. I would have to give a more general answer and say it's those comments where people message me and say, because of you, Joe, I've just got into spearfishing. I've just taken the plunge, got the gear. I've been out in the sea. I've caught my first bass, or I've caught my first lobster, and it's changed my life. Those are the comments which I really, really thrive off seeing.
How do you roll with trolls?
There's that phrase, let whoever think whatever and move on. I'm immune to it, really. It doesn't affect me. It's just a fact of life. But there are people that come from a negative space. That's it.
Why do you think people like your YouTube channel?
The reason I think people like the YouTube channel is because I'm out here making a video today, actually. Not for money, I'm not being paid to do it. It's purely because I'm doing what I love doing. I'm doing what I'm passionate about. Absolutely love spearfishing, love foraging. I love it so much. I have to take the cameras along and relive the moments at home, edit it, make a video. So I think that's probably why people like it. There's no motive. I just love what I do.
How can people support what you are doing?
So to support what I'm doing, all I'd ask is like the videos, share the videos, and subscribe to the channel. Sharing the videos is a big one. I think, you know, I put a lot of effort into editing them. I think there's a lot more people that could enjoy them. So if you think, oh, so-and-so would like to see what Joe's up to, please just send them a link on Facebook or WhatsApp, whatever it might be. That's really supportive to the channel, and it might make someone else's day too.
In the world of freedive spearfishing, there's no magic breathing technique that's all of a sudden going to get you down and shoot massive fish at depth and holding big bottom times, but there is a way to do it safer and smarter, take down more fuel to maximize the time that you have there. Learn at noobspearo.com/Ted with Ted Hardy from Immersion Freediving. If you take down more fuel, you can stay for longer. Learning to take a bigger breath is not such a big deal. Ted breaks it down for you with a free online course at noobspearo.com/Ted. Take down 20 to 30% more air just by learning how to take a full breath. Again, learn how to do it free at noobspearo.com/Ted. I just love a functional and simple spear gun that I can trust when I pull the trigger. Killshot Spear Guns utilize the finest of kiln-dried Burmese teak. Killshot Spear Guns also combine American-made parts and fine craftsmanship to bring you accurate, reliable, and simple spear guns that you can trust, fish after fish. Get $30 off any Killshot Spear Gun at killshotspearguns.com. Yes and amen, Noober. That's $30 off American-made performance spear guns at killshotspearguns.com. I'm really sorry for this terrible accent. Brought to you by Ed Martin at killshotspearguns.com. Great news, guys. Adam Stern has made his freedivingfamily.com courses available at a discount for the Noob Spearo community. If you get on freedivingfamily.com, use the code SPEARO, you'll get 20% off any course. There's a bunch of sick courses on there. There's an equalizing stage 1. There's an equalizing advanced techniques video there. They're two of my absolute favorites. If you have any problems with equalizing, go to freedivingfamily.com, get Adam's course, and use the code SPEARO to get 20% off any course. Check it out at freedivingfamily.com. So another long-time guest, I guess, that I had on the show a long time ago was Kimmy Werner. She has gone from strength to strength in terms of her influence. She's been a massive part of the new Meat Eater series with Steve Ranella. And she's always, well, I think ever since she sort of come out the back end of the competition scene, she's always had a very interesting and refreshing take on spearfishing. What do you think, James?
Oh, 100%. Look, it's not many spearfishing mums, which is the way she describes herself, a spearfishing mum. There isn't a lot of YouTube content like that. And she's a very refreshing, down-to-earth person, no tickets on herself, great sense of humour. I loved her taking Ryan Callahan from Meat Eater out to try to hunt white sea bass. And Ryan's just getting into the spearing, and you can see some of the mistakes that you make as a noob. And Kim, you know, she's just like slick in the water. You know, she makes looking, getting near those large sea bream, you know, she can just sneak up on them and have them come in almost eating out of her hand. One of the most challenging fishes to spear. So, she's a great to watch. Yeah, I really enjoy her videos.
The annoying thing for me is she's taken away one of my big excuses, which is like, oh, I'm a dad and I don't have time to go, and so that's why I'm so crap. She's still managed to stay awesome though, and she's very much a mum. So subscribe to Kimmy. She didn't submit a video, but she's a busy woman. So go and check out her channel or the episodes on Meat Eater on Netflix, because jeepers, it's a bloody good watch. Next up, Exile Adventures. Kurt, who's also a moderator on the Noob Spearo community, and he's another cool guy, just making very, very down-to-earth videos. We're getting tired of saying down-to-earth. I mean, every single person on the list has been down-to-earth, haven't they?
Look, there is a real theme there, because what attracts people to watch is real fair income people, not the super big ego, tickets on themselves type people. That maybe that attracts, you know, in different areas of YouTube, maybe that's more popular, but definitely not in spearfishing. I've never actually met Kurt. I've had a couple of exchanges with him over the YouTube, and he's the president of the Mackay Spearfishing Club now. I go back a bit with Mackay. I used to go to the Cluffy Challenge every year back in the early 2000s, and dive with some of the older divers that you'll see there, Robbie Shaler and people like that. And look, those people are the most hospitable people, like most people in North Queensland are. They're incredibly hospitable, fantastic to dive with. You know, I've still been diving up there this year. Mackay, I'm a good mate Hicksy that lives in Mackay, so I'll still get out up in Mackay and do a bit of diving. It's a fantastic place for so much country to go, and those guys up there, they really are legends. But look, Exile Adventures, the videos are really, really well edited. Very down to earth. You've got the dual theme of him fixing up the Haines from scratch. So if you're interested in boat building and the real practical, all the ins and outs of what goes into that, Kurt goes right into a lot of detail with that. Yeah. And then of course he's got the fantastic dive clips. And like all of us, they've struggled with La Nina, getting enough water to dive and getting out, you know, balancing all his, you know, commitments to get out there and dive. But look, I've never missed an episode of anything that he's put out on YouTube. I really, really love it. Highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah, check out Exile Adventures. He's shooting big barramundi, big black spot tuskfish, Spanish mackerel, you name it. Sometimes the water's not super clean, which makes it more sort of, I think, just more everyday diving for a lot of us. And that rebuild of his Haines is, if you're rebuilding a glass boat and you don't really know where to start, jump on and follow Exile Adventures, because he's taken you through the whole process. So let's have a watch of Kurt's submission.
Hey guys, my name's Kurt Raymond. I'm from Exile Adventures, based in the beautiful Mackay. So this short filmmaking journey for me, I've been doing it for a few years now. I mainly started to showcase what we have here on the coast of Mackay. We've got a great spot here in Mackay and it's very underutilised, very underutilised. Yeah, so one of the big drivers was on social media, people smash Mackay saying that there's nothing to do in Mackay. Dead set, don't have enough time to do everything I want to do in Mackay. There's so much to offer. You know, previous to spearing, I was a mad kite surfer. The start of the year is generally windy, so kite surfing, and then comes good for fishing. There's just so much to do here, and people just don't understand the potential in Mackay and what you can achieve here. Some of the footage that's generated the most interest on my channel is my underwater barra footage. Barra can be quite challenging and you're generally in pretty dirty water. I think one of the big reasons for the popularity is the line fishermen love watching the footage. They get to see the barra tucked into structure and stuff like that, and they get to see what we see, and it helps them a lot as well. Favourite comment on a post? I think that any of the positive, like encouraging comments are good. So I generally get a few of them on some of my videos. They're the best ones. They keep you motivated and keep you wanting to make some more videos. How do I deal with trolls? I don't often get many, and when I do, they tend to be line fishermen. I just remind them that underwater footage is good for the line fishermen. They get to see, you know, the structure that the fish hangs around, and that I don't take very many fish. Over the year, like, I have not shot very many fish, especially this year. Yeah, but the best thing to do with trolls is to just be positive with them. Don't give them anything. Just keep it happy and light-hearted. They love it. I think people enjoy my channel because what I do is accessible to most people. I'm often not very far from the coast in a small tinny, and yeah, I get out and I get great fish. Man, I've got some crackers just straight off the coast of Mackay, no more than a few Ks off the coast of Mackay. And that's accessible to a lot of people. In terms of spearfishing, I haven't been diving for very long. I've only been spearing for about 3.5, 4 years now. And there's been big droughts, big stretches of no spearing in that period as well, where the weather's just been bad or life's been busy. So I'm still very much learning every day when I go out, and that's kind of what I want the channel to do for you guys. My channel's still only small, so supporting the channel for me would be just liking, commenting. I reply to all the comments. I get heaps of like PMs or DMs from people. I reply to all of them as best as I can. Sometimes I'm a little bit late, but I always try and get back to people. So yeah, just support the channel, just like, comment, subscribe, all the same stuff. One last thing, a big thanks to Noob Spearo, big thanks to Isaac. My fast early on progression was because of that podcast. Jump onto the Facebook group, onto the Noob Spearo Instagram. Isaac Shrek does a great job of collaborating everything, so you can see all these awesome vids and awesome clips from all over the world. And also a massive thanks to being included in such a high caliber of video makers, of spearfishing creators. It's unreal. I can't believe I made the top 40, let alone the top 20. It's sick. Thanks, guys.
All right, so that's...
Well, that was great, Kurt. Thank you for that.
Everyone, that was Kurt from Exile Adventures. What a super cool, down-to-earth bloke. Mackay Spearfishing, fixing up glass boats. Can't go wrong. What do you reckon, James?
100%, mate. Never miss an episode. Yeah, he's very, very worthwhile watching for sure. 100%.
Now, we pulled out some old South African vids before from Barrett Harvey with African Spearfishing Diaries. Number 13, we are at the Coachman, who is also sort of same generation, same era. He's been doing it for a long time and has a fantastic YouTube channel with a mix between everyday, frothing spearfishing, but then the practicalities of gear. And he is a guy that very much geeks out on gear as well.
Oh, look, mate. Once again, I'm pulling out the old school stuff, the DVDs again. Yeah, look, he's been a guy that's been filming spearfishing forever, it seems like. Monster fish, crazy locations, giant dogtooth, incredible reef fish, you name it. The Coachman has been there and done it, Chris Coates. He also runs fantastic information on how to rig gear. He's a real expert on spearfishing rigging, and if you want to learn how to put stuff together, highly recommend watching the series of videos that he does on that. So, yeah, both in the water and in the workshop, he's a absolute legend.
He's done a lot of testing too. Like one of the ones that I found real curious was where he got on the press and they tested breaking strains of everything from monofilament right through to your steel cable and all its various applications in spearing. They tested out knots, the best knots for each different line type as well, which I found pretty interesting, and it broke a lot of sort of anecdotal wisdom, I think, and challenged a few assumptions that a lot of divers had made. I like that stuff. I like the fact that he's trying to set up experiments that test some of the age-old assumptions that we have in spearing.
Oh, look, factual information is great because we all have our little, prejudices and views about gear and, say things off the cuff that are maybe complete bullshit because that's just the way you do it yourself. So to actually put stuff to the test and get the facts out there is great.
So lekker bro, lekker. I think Chris
off the braai.
Off the braai, my bro. I think he's submitting a video, so if he has, here it is right now.
Hey Isaac and the Noob Spearo community, thanks so much. You guys have always been such big supporters of everything that I do. So to be included in this list of creators on YouTube is a real honor. Thank you very much. For those who don't know me, my name is Chris Coates. I live in Ballito, South Africa. And my YouTube channel is Coachmans Spearfishing. I've been around for a little while, 2007, started with big old cameras, so my channel has a little bit of everything from old school stuff to trips and charters and things to some tutorials. What is the most popular scene or video? That'll have to be the bluefin tuna video with MJK in New Zealand. And the most watched part of that video is actually when he takes his first stone shot. What do I want to achieve with my YouTube channel? And it would be great if it made money. No, seriously, got some plans. Hopefully I can pull through with them and then I will actually make some money. So looking forward to some interesting things in the future. What has been my best viewer comment? Well, there's been so many, but the one that I kind of always remember it was some guy responding to some lady troll that was bitching about a marlin being shot or something, and he just said Karen with a tuna sandwich in her hand, and that kind of ended that discussion quite quickly. It was hilarious. How do you deal with trolls? Well, I don't really. I try to leave it up to the community, like my friend who posted said Karen with a tuna sandwich in her hand. Most of them are either ignorant or funny, and I just leave them up there unless they're really offensive, but don't pay too much attention to trolls and things. I think they add to the quirkiness of spearfishing. It's fun. Okay, why do people like my channel? Well, I think it's because spearfishermen like spearfishing, and yep, when you're passionate about spearfishing, I guess other people who are passionate about spearfishing like what you do, even if it's rough around the edges and what have you. I think all these channels that are on this list are all guys that are passionate about spearfishing, and yeah, man, that's about it. All you have to do is just share. So if there's a video or a part of a video that you like or you find helpful, just share it with the mates. Google loves that. It's good for the videos, and just share the love. That's pretty much the best thing. And yeah, thanks so much for watching all my videos and voting for me. Really appreciate it. And thanks, Isaac and the Noob Spearer community. You guys rock. Cheers.
Onwards and upwards. It's David Ocua in number 12. Incredibly underrated. And off the radar, I was stoked that the Noob Spearer community picked up, because his channel is still relatively unsupported given the quality of the videos. He's got 13,500 subscribers. The bloke deserves a couple of million, I reckon.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Like that. His filming skill and editing, it's absolutely, you know, it's Attenborough documentary level filming. Yep. It really is. It's just brings the underwater atmosphere and these above water stuff as well, but just underwater, just incredible work that he does with the filming, and he can just tell a story through his videos incredibly well. Yeah, again, you have to watch every single video that he puts out. Just amazing.
So just type in David Ocua if you're curious. Have a look at some of his videos. He hasn't submitted anything for this episode, but I can't speak highly enough of David. Back in the day, we supported his crowdfunding effort for the Azores in One Breath. Inhale the Azores in One Breath, which is, I think, his first effort at a film. Since then, he's gone on to do Aqua Negra, and now he released a series on YouTube called Fish Karma, and it's a 3-episode series, I think all shot in Fiji, remote Fiji, and they chase crazy fish, and it's shot in like breathtaking 4K, like just cream of the cream videos.
Yeah. Silky smooth. Yeah, it's just the editing, the whole, the you know, again, what he leaves on the floor and what he puts in the video, just fantastic.
Coming in at number 11, it's another underrated channel, and sometimes the Noob Spirit podcast is a little bit guilty of being quite Australia-centric, and sometimes it's the nature of Spearos. We tend to listen and watch people that are from our sort of area or in our close proximity, and they're the people we support the most. So I was delighted to see some US channels make the list. West Waterman, Captain Aaron. I've just had him on the podcast too. If you want to have a listen to that episode, it will be episode 201. Super nice guy. Very cool channel and down to earth, as we've sort of mentioned with the previous 9 channels.
Yeah, look, he's a commercial spearo, which is something that was like, you know, not legal in Australia to commercially spearfish. A spearfishing guide as well. So he's taking punters out and guiding them onto fish and passing on his incredible breadth of knowledge. I like the way he does it with the commercial, incredibly experienced. He also has some fantastic deep drop fishing, if you're into that. Some of the deep drop, some of the denizens of the deep that he pulls out on the electric reels are amazing to watch too. So there's a fair bit of crossover with spearfishing and fishing. If you like that deep drop fishing, he has some incredible stuff that he pulls out of those big tile fish and things like that. But again, yeah, like a down-to-earth guy, and you can learn a hell of a lot from him from that Florida environment that he dives all the time. So yeah, highly recommend.
I even like the mangrove stuff he does, like in by where he lives, and his partner Madeline, she's funny too, and they just got that. Just got a good blend, a good natural blend, great natural environments. They're not going somewhere to do shoots. They're pretty much just capturing what they like doing. And he's a guy that gave up his career to chase his dream, and he's made it a success. And I envy him. And I think these days his commercial spearing has sort of gone far down on his priority list. And we chatted about it a bit in his interview. But if you watch his YouTube channel, like a very gifted spearo and a very cool and down-to-earth bloke. Before our internet rudely interrupted us, we were chatting all things West Waterman. A fantastic bloke, again, down to earth, but sitting in Florida, very different from a lot of the rest of the list. But that's kind of what I like about the list. It's diverse, as I was mentioning before. So into the top 10, James.
Yep.
Sailing Pop Howe.
Yeah, wow. Sailing Pop Howe. Like these guys, they've been around forever. Very, very. Michael, I knew of his spearfishing from years back, and he's a very, very good spear fisherman. And Michael and Jesse living the dream. Buying a catamaran and doing it up and sailing around the world and making a living from your dream. So hats off to them, and they make absolutely superb videos. I don't know how many. I think they're over 300 episodes now, something that they've got on it. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, no, they're cool people, and they made me a video submission too. So let's have a listen or a look, depending on whether you're watching or listening. Here we go, Jesse and Michael.
G'day guys, I'm Michael.
And I'm Jess, and we are from Sailing Pop Howe.
Or otherwise known as Underwater Ally Productions for all you spearos out there.
So we've been making videos for over 10 years now. And our latest series is exploring the east coast of Australia on our 37-foot catamaran. Most popular videos have changed from season to season with our lifestyle. So originally Michael started the channel, and that was all spearfishing centered. So you had the Mulloway Misadventures.
Mulloway Misadventures was pretty popular. The early Coral Sea stuff with the copyrighted music that since got changed.
And then we went to Tonga.
The Tonga series was really popular. It's, reef, big fish, hard to not enjoy that sort of stuff. And then while we were saving for the boat, we did a lot of
weekend missions
and stuff on the east coast of Australia.
And now we're doing the east coast of Australia in our own floating home, 37-foot catamaran, and sailing the Great Barrier Reef, and hopefully later this year, well, very shortly, heading to the outer Coral Sea. So you're going to be chasing some big fish out there and just getting off the grid. So super excited about that.
Yep. The goal is a big giant dogtooth tuna. We managed to get a few last season, but nothing to the extent that we wanted.
Yeah. No PBs.
No PBs, which is really what been motivating us for years as Spearo. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm sure we'll find something, or at least see a few. And
then eventually onto Torres Strait, Indonesia, maybe WA, and definitely the South Pacific.
Yeah. So
what we want to achieve through Sailing Pop Howe is just bringing the viewer on an adventure with us.
Just showing people that it can be done, as an alternative kind of like lifestyle or adventure. You can afford to do it and get out there and have these crazy adventures. So
that's the dock ropes at the moment. We're tied up to a jetty. Sorry if you can hear that.
But yeah, it's definitely something achievable. Like, we didn't have a sailing background at all before we bought the boat. Obviously, we like spearfishing in the water, and there's a bit of common sense that goes with that. But everything else, like electrical and wiring and plumbing and all that stuff, is completely new to us. So yeah, we just take you along and show you what we learn and what mistakes we make, and hopefully
you can learn what not
and we
to
love
do.
We love cooking too, so
yeah,
we cook everything we catch and try new things and try to make meals that we can't get because we're out at sea. And
that's a bit about us and our channel, and we'd love to see you over there if you are interested in sailing and spearing and cooking and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we've got
100 videos?
over 100 episodes of, varying topics and adventures, and yeah, I'm sure there's plenty to keep you entertained. So check it out and subscribe if you like it. Write a comment. We reply to every comment that we get. So hopefully see you there.
Thanks, Noob Spirit. We're looking forward to the new recipe book coming out.
I think Tacker and Jesse have grown a lot in their channel. They've become, I think sometimes when I used to watch them at first, like they were very much, you could tell they were just trying to do something new, and now it's just like they're just very well practiced. They've gone back to being very natural, and they're set in these sensational environments. Again, they're another couple that share lessons learned, because neither of them were sailors before they started, as they mentioned, and they've learned a hell of a lot. So it's cool to watch.
Oh, amazing journey it is. And you say, look, it's a journey through their life. You really get to, I guess you're embedding yourself into their life and watching them grow and watching them learn and watching them live the absolute dream. For most people, it is. It's a dream to chuck everything, in the world away and just get on the ocean and do what you love doing. So hats off to them.
Yeah, good.
Lovely young couple. And yeah, I know how my wife and I'd be if we'd spent more than 5 hours on the boat together. So, even more to manage a relationship like that, in such close quarters, and all the stress and drama that you have with sailing, and living that lifestyle.
Well, I think if you and Janine had a channel, it'd be really short.
It'd just be a constant stream of expletives as you remembered, and slamming doors. And no, that's not true at all. We have a lovely relationship.
You do.
But yeah, being locked together in a boat would not be a marital aid, shall we say?
Wife shoots husband with spear gun.
Again.
Again, I like that. Harry Lindley, another New South Welshman. Making cool channels, very natural sort of guy as well. Harry also put in some recipes for 99 Spirit Recipes, as did a few of the people on this list as well. Very much loves the spearfishing lifestyle. His passion is evident, and I think that's one massive reason why people are watching his videos.
Yeah, I feel like he's stalking me. I've only just recently started watching his stuff, and I watched him dive one of my local spots in terrible visibility, and I was just like, yeah, I know. That's the year that we're having, and then he's just been up in Yeppoon and spearing there, as have I. So yeah, we're living a sort of parallel life, except he's about 50 years younger than me or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, look, he's a lovely young bloke, and great mix of clips, and I really like his style with the narration. The surprise for the girlfriend, awesome. I could just imagine, we talked about Janine. If I bought her a pair of dive fins, do you think I'd be in the good books? Yeah, and his girlfriend shooting herself in the face, with the butt of the gun, like so many people have done when they get into spearfishing, and she's still with him. So yeah, hats off to you both. But yeah, no, lovely videos, and I can see why they're so popular.
One thing with a lot of these guys in their channels, like being consistent with content and just continuing to put stuff out. I see Harry hasn't put out a new video for 9 months or so, and I'm not criticizing him at all, because who knows what's happening in his life. I know with my own life, sometimes it's a struggle to keep the podcast churning every week, every month, and YouTube videos are a lot of effort to put together, as you know yourself, James. So all of these people that have made like huge amounts of content are often paying themselves an exorbitantly low amount to pursue their passion. And none of these guys are like millionaires from their YouTube channels. Well, apart from maybe one in the top 5. But apart from that, like everyone's they're just doing it because they love it.
Oh, 100%. And even more hats off to everyone that's doing it. I mean, Ethan talked about it earlier, that his dream was to become a YouTuber and retire. And, despite his incredible quality, reality sets in. And yeah, you might make a few hundred or even a few $1,000s, but it's very, very hard to make a living from YouTube.
Yeah. Ollie Craig, he's got a cool channel too. It's Primal Pursuit on YouTube. He's based out of New Zealand. Really talented guy. And the more you sort of learn about him, the more you kind of go, wow, this guy's pretty neat. Like he's very clever and very good at what he does too, making some really cool films. And he's got that that blend of that outdoors person lifestyle that I really aspire to. He goes hunting some days and then he goes spearfishing others. He always seems to be up to fun and doing cool shit, which I can't help but admire. So let's have a watch of Ollie's submission.
G'day Noob Spearo community, my name's Ollie Craig and my YouTube channel is called Ollie Craig Primal Pursuit. I live in Auckland, New Zealand, down the bottom of the world, home to some fantastic diving, great spearfishing, plenty of big yellowtail kingfish, snapper and all sorts, so yeah, it's a great place to live and dive. The most popular scene in one of my YouTube videos probably would be me spearing a striped marlin off the coast of Auckland here. That was one of a lifetime achievements for me and just a really special experience, one that the viewers definitely liked as well. The most popular video currently is a video from a dive this summer just gone, spearfishing around the Alderman Islands, New Zealand. It's a large offshore volcanic group of islands here. Amazing visibility, 15-20 meters standard. It's pretty good for New Zealand and loaded with fish life, very abundant. So that video has been very popular and I managed to spear a nice yellowtail kingfish in that episode. So yeah, it was a great day out. Going forward with my channel, I just want to continue what I'm doing, documenting my adventures out there. I love the sport, I love what I do, and it's great to be able to inspire other people to get out there and get into spearfishing themselves. Have had many comments from people who have been on the couch for 15 years, picking up their dive gear once again, getting into it, getting fresh food for their family, so it's awesome to see. There's no really best viewer comment off the top of the head, but perhaps one of my most negative comments, one guy, I think it was the spearfishing a marlin video, and he had managed to compact pretty much every swear word in the dictionary into one little paragraph. Very angry chap, so yeah, had to have a good laugh. So yeah, that was one to remember anyways. I don't deal with trolls. I just let them do their thing. You're always going to have trolls on the internet, so I don't engage with idiots. I just let my subscribers deal to them in the comments. They usually back me up, thankfully. Why do people like my videos? No idea. No, I think one reason could be is because people can relate to my videos. I cover quite a wide style of diving, from diving off the beach, shore diving, diving off my kayak, diving out of my little inflatable 3.8 meters, friends' boats which are 6, 7, 8 meters, all the way up to big luxury launches. So yeah, I cover quite a wide demographic of people. So yeah, I think it appeals to a wide audience. Other than that, no idea, guys. Write a comment on one of my videos if you know why. Hey guys, geez, I didn't start the channel to kind of get any monetary rewards, but if you do want to support my channel, just the normal thumbs up, sharing my videos, that type of stuff goes a long way. If you do really want to support me, I've got my website for my merch, primalpursuit.co.nz. It's got hats, t-shirts and all that stuff. Otherwise, I've got a Patreon, buy me a coffee, YouTube membership. So yeah, there's a few ways you can support me. Any help is much appreciated. I'm very grateful for all your support so far. Hey guys, and if you want to follow me across social media, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, a bit of TikTok. Yeah, so have a look, Ollie Craig, Primal Pursuit, and you should be able to find me in those platforms. Cheers guys, I'll see you out there on another adventure.
Ollie, I've been following him for a very long time. He makes a lot more of a long form, almost documentary style footage. It's all the stuff I've watched of his is Kiwi. Apologies, Ollie, if you've made anything overseas, but I just really watch your New Zealand stuff. I've dived some of the areas that he's dived. I recognise some spots and brings back great memories. And look, if you want your girlfriend to watch spearfishing videos, you can get some of the clips of Ollie walking around with his pecs out with a wetsuit half down. It'll maybe make your girlfriend want to leave you. I don't know. Anyway, look, no, in all seriousness, he's a fantastic filmmaker. He makes great use of technology, drone shots, all sorts of stuff, great editing, great narration, and and just living the dream, and again, showing you how Kiwis live their life. Just killing everything that moves, basically.
I like how you subtly put that in there at the end. I was actually going to agree with you, and then you went into that. But,
no. Look, I love me. I love the Kiwis, and that really is the lifestyle. They live off the land. they live outdoors, apart from your Aucklanders, and yeah, you know,
Jaffers.
your Jaffers. Jaffers, as you call them. But look, you know, hats off to Ollie. He's going from strength to strength. His videos are getting more and more polished the more he's done. And yeah, he's not afraid to go off. He's like myself. I love to do a bit of solo spearfishing. He does a bit of solo spearing and camping as well as getting out with mates. So yeah, he's going to keep going from strength to strength for sure.
Do you like to penetrate? Great news. Penetrator Fins, today's Noob Spearo podcast sponsor, are tough as nails. Robust, dependable performance with beyond industry standard warranty. Communicate direct with Larry and his team 24/7 for all your fin inquiries at penetratorfins.com or at penetratorfins on Instagram. Baby's bum finish. These things are smooth as silk. They glide through the water. They give you that awesome balance between power and efficiency. This is Penetrator Fins. Use the code NoobSpearo to save $25 on any pair of Penetrator Fins at penetratorfins.com. That's right, use the code NoobSpearo to save $25 on any pair of Penetrator Fins at penetratorfins.com. Kill fish with precision and power, sending shafts from a stable platform with Killshot spear guns. Made in the Florida Keys by Ed Martin, you're buying American-made, dependable spear guns. Get $30 off any Killshot spear gun at killshotspearguns.com. Yes and amen, Noober. That's $30 off American-made performance spear guns at killshotspearguns.com. It says if they're in the shop or on the phone, they can cash in by saying, "Crikey, mate," or the Noob Spearo podcast sent me. Check them out at killshotspearguns.com, based in the Florida Keys. All right, cool. Moving on up the list, it's Trevor Ketchen, Submerged Psychos. He's very much an acquired taste. I think you either like him or you don't, which I quite like about Trevor. Like he's not afraid to just be himself. He's a very eccentric guy, very funny, but very different and sometimes twisted sense of humor. Really unusual channel and really unusual way of doing things, but a freak in the water, like an absolute weapon in the water. Very, very good at what he does.
Mate, he is fucking hilarious. Like, I absolutely love his sense of humor. The hand puppets. Who uses a hand puppet in a spearfishing video?
Even the soundtracks he uses.
Yeah. And to such, you know, I don't think you'd want to go into the room with him. Like, I don't think you'd come out. You'd be flayed. It'd be like Silence of the Lambs or something like that. The guy is just, you know, yeah, like psycho is the right word to use in his title. But look, he's just incredible. If you ever want to see Red Emperor footage that will take your breath away, the epic day at Red Rock, I mean, I have just never seen anything like that. The schooling Red Emperor and yeah, and his commentary that goes along with it is so funny. He does not take himself in any way seriously. Yeah, and but he does, you know, he does have some more, a little bit more serious. Like everybody should watch How to Be a Diver on Someone Else's Boat. He actually tells you straight up what you should do. Yeah, you know, as in paying for your fuel and being a good boatie and all the rest of it, but in a nice, humorous way. So. Look, I absolutely love his content. I can't get enough of it.
I was chatting with him this morning, and at the moment he's learning video editing. So he's in and paying a lot of attention to it. And Trevor, if he applies himself to something and has the time and energy to do it, he becomes very good at it, and he pays attention. But one thing that's a little bit different about Trevor too is that he remains conscious of what he's actually learned. So he's a little bit unlike most Spearos in that, because I talk about how people become unconsciously competent. They don't even know what they know. Trevor, though, seems to have maintained an ability to understand where he came from and where he is now and help people connect those dots, which is quite rare in my experience.
Yeah, no, he's really, really informative. Yeah, I like, you know, you look underneath that humor and the self-deprecating style that he has, and there is an incredible amount of information.
So Submerged Psychos, go and subscribe to that YouTube channel, particularly if you're on the east coast of Australia. In number 6, it's our second Florida man, Ryan Myers, who made it in at number 6. Ryan Myers Expeditions. This bloke knows how to dive. He knows how to hold bottom time, and he knows how to tell you to smash that like button.
Yeah, he's your typical exuberant American spearo. You know, there's no holds barred in your face. You know, you're never going to die wondering what he's thinking. But look, he's an incredibly talented diver. The guy can just pull ridiculous depths. Everything, whether he's on a pole spear or a spear gun. Some great locations. I love watching his stuff when he went to Mexico and I think out with his brother. You know, just very ordinary diving. You know, like just happy days diving down in Baja.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can I say? The guy's a freak.
Yeah, I quite liked him too. I enjoyed having a chat with him and getting him on the podcast, getting to pick his brain. I think for deeper like reef hunting in particular, like he has a very clear communication style and ability to communicate how to do it to others. Having said that, I can't replicate his diving, so most of the information to me has well, I'm not going to say no application because I have learned a few things from his channel, but some of it's just freak stuff, like you know, really next level diving stuff.
Oh, absolutely! I'll never be you know, half the depth diving that he can achieve. So, but yeah, look, he takes you to some beautiful places, shoots some fantastic fish, and if you are one of these people that aims to dive deep and you know you want to get up some technique. You know, the way he talks about spinning around, using one fin to twist himself around in the water as he's heading down, you know, in a deep location in Hawaii, for example. There are really good specific techniques that you can pick up from him. But like you, I'm not that 40-meter diver, so yeah. But yeah, he's obviously going to make a huge impression on people on YouTube.
Youngblood Spearfishing comes in at number 5, Brody Moss. This channel definitely had its roots firmly in the lifestyle of spearfishing. That Exmouth, Western Australia, beautiful sort of scenic background. And then Brody has a very distinct way of editing his films. I think it gained him enormous popularity, and he has a huge channel and makes a living making videos all day, every day. He's got a very outgoing at times and flamboyant personality. Again, a lot of spearos either seem to like it or not like it. But YBS has become a household name. People that don't even know what a spear gun looks like have got YBS stickers on the backs of their trucks. And arguably because of that, the channel's moved less from the lifestyle of spearfishing and more into something else. But people still love it, and people still watch it, people still froth on it, and people are still introduced to the lifestyle of spearfishing through that channel.
Yeah, well, one of the original YouTube spearfishing channels as well. I think you definitely had the benefit of getting in early and making fairly good quality spearfishing videos in fantastic location. WA, I haven't dived it yet. It's my dream to go and hit it next year, but obviously it is just a fish-rich place, and you need to have some steel in you to dive with the sharks and things that you have over there. But yeah, he comes across to me, you know, I find him like a really fair income guy that's, you know, like living the dream. He's another person that's actually able to make a living out of these videos. Good luck to you. And the merchandise, I think, makes a lot more, I believe. I think they did a breakdown on it, but I believe it makes hundreds of thousands of dollars combined between merchandise and YouTube, and good on him for doing it. Like, to be able to live your dream like so many of these people that we've talked about today is just fantastic. So
yeah,
3.6
million subscribers.
Yeah,
it's huge. It's definitely something for the rest of us to aspire to. So good on him. Hats off to his success. Coming in at number 4, Sam Clothier, Dorset, man. Traveling around though, these days, like Fiji has been on the cards a lot of Sydney spearfishing for a while, hike and spear in the UK, Australia. He's done quite a bit of spearing, and he's been around, and he doesn't mind the camera. He talks to you like you're his mate when you're watching his videos, and he shows you just what he likes going and doing, and he slays fish, and then he cooks them up, and he makes great feeds. So it's cool channel.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I'm a big fan of the narration on spearfishing videos. Too many videos, you know, I don't want to criticize people what they're doing out there, but if I hear that same song again, you know, that's used on 100 different spearfishing clips, I was like, I'm going to hurt myself. So look, I really like the narration. I like to be talked through what you're doing, what you're thinking, why you're doing stuff. He's got a very easy style to listen to. Again, he's a guy with no tickets on himself. I mean, I don't know him, but that's the way he comes across. Shoots some fantastic fish. He's a very competent diver, pulling trout out of 30 metres in Fiji. Obviously got some great bottom time, great skills. And I really like the way he does his videos.
He came up and stayed with me for a couple of nights, and I took him diving. It was just woeful conditions, as is often the case here. And I took him for a Tweed river job. It was underwhelming, to say the least. But one thing with Sam is he just gets in and he makes the most of it wherever he is. He truly loves the lifestyle of spearfishing. So I like that about him.
And if you can dive in the UK, you can't take him anywhere worse.
Yeah, that's where he started too, and he's got a mullet. Like if that's that says a lot about him, I reckon.
So you do well in Australia. You could immigrate here with a mullet. Very popular hairstyle.
Coming in at number 3, a channel I've watched a lot of in recent years, but was massive informative when I was starting, and I know Luke personally. He's a good unit. Aquatic Rehab TV. Luke Potts, he's got a very distinctive, laid-back and authentic Kiwi storytelling style. He loves to tell a great story, and he loves to teach lessons in a very powerful way that a lot of guys can connect with. He's always shooting massive snapper, great kingies, and you always see heaps of bronze whalers, which never fail to excite me. And despite being, I don't know if he'd like being called a Jaffa, but he definitely lives in and around the Auckland area. But man, he shoots some cool fish, and he tells a good story.
Yeah, he is no Jaffa, that's for sure. Like, I've been lucky enough to dive with Luke over a decade ago, and back in the day, he was a superb cameraman then, as he is now, and underwater photographer, and look, at just an absolutely champion bloke. You cannot meet a nicer guy. I mean, he's a typical Kiwi. Your typical Kiwi that goes diving, great bloke. So. Shout out to you, Luke. I'm looking forward to trying to catch up with you in February when we're over in New Zealand, get up to Coromandel and come and do some diving. I watched the clip he's dived, the place that we go to every year until COVID interrupted us, where all the bronze whalers are just crazy and driving, having, shafts cut off and losing fish and all the rest of it. He you have to have some. He's very calm around those crazy aggressive bronze whalers, which are some of the most aggressive sharks I've ever dived with in my whole life. I've been in those areas that he's dived. I've had personal experience with them, and they are just crazy. But look, let's not talk about that. Talk about his field, his videos. He's a superb video editor. He has been. He also does clips on how to set up video gear, and that solves things. So if you want to get into filming, you want some fantastic technical information, Luke has got a lot of that he can help you out with. He's into that hunting lifestyle, getting out with the missus and shooting some wonderful animals for the table. And he's a great bloke, great diver, and the channel is. I just wish he could get a bit more content out. I think his lifestyle is making it challenging for him to get as many videos as what we'd like to watch anyway. So, Luke, come on, mate, take a bit more time off, get back in the water and show us some more of your unreal content.
He introduced me, really, I think, to the idea of color grading. It was a long time ago now, but he really showed me what the potential was for grading footage. Learning how to do it is a very, very deliberate skill to learn, and you've got to be quite patient, but cheap as it pays off. Like he makes some popping filters, and for a relatively low budget, I think he's a great guy to learn off, particularly if you're just starting bargain basement type stuff. Those fundamentals will translate to any level of camera setup, but he teaches you to do it with just a basic out of the box GoPro and some free software you can put on your computer. So Aquatic Rehab, go subscribe to that guy. He's doing good things.
100%.
Number 2 of my other mates, Stricken As and Fran too, in recent times. Their channel has grown exponentially, and for good reason. They make really, really cool videos in the really, really beautiful parts of the world. And they're good people. So why wouldn't their channel be awesome? Back to Basics Adventures on YouTube.
Yeah, look, it's a test of a really good spearfishing video if my wife will sit down and watch it end to end. So Janine is not a fan of the spearfishing life, having listened to the dribble that comes out of my mouth all day long. But she loves the Back to Basics episodes, particularly with Fran, you know, and seeing how they just two lovely young people out there living the dream again. Not quite so basic anymore on that beautiful 8-meter boat that they've got now. But yeah, and then there's a real contrast with the boys doing their trip up to New Guinea, and yeah, the two brothers just living the dream as well. So there's a really good contrast on Back to Basics. Some incredible hair-raising stuff. That swim that he did out to get the boat when they lost the boat. I mean, that was truly life-threatening.
Yeah.
When the boat snapped off the back in the cyclone and jumped over and, you know, drove the boat for 8 hours or whatever it was to not lose a salty dingo. Like, yeah, incredible stuff. So, look, I just love seeing young people with a dream and a passion and skill and go out there and just bloody do it and exercise that thing. They will have that for the rest of their lives. No matter what they end up doing, they will always have that. Highly recommended, extremely professionally put together. They're pretty well supported. I think they've got well over 100,000 subscribers on Back to Basics, and yeah, for a reason. So yeah, if you haven't watched that stuff, just go and have a look at any of their stuff from the early days right through to this really polished stuff they do now.
Mm-hmm. They're cool dudes too. I was diving with them on the Eastern Voyager, Southern Great Barrier Reef, and for those boys, that's sort of colder water these days because they're in the tropical north, and so they were in 5mm suits. And when you were out in the tender with them, they called themselves the Shivering Dingoes, and they're funnier in real life than they even are in their videos. Just very intelligent, thoughtful, and cool people. Can't recommend them highly enough. Coming in at number 1, and well deservedly so, is a former Brisbane boy now living in the UK. It's Daniel Mann, who also put together a video for me. Let's have a watch of that before we discuss Dan's channel.
Hey Isaac and everyone out there in the Noob Spirit community, thank you so much for voting on this poll. It is a huge honor to be put at the top of this position amongst some huge creators, some of my favorite creators as well, so thank you so much for that. If you don't know, my name is Daniel Mann and my channel is all about spearfishing. I stick pretty much only to spearfishing. I don't stray into any niches of line fishing, camping, surviving missions, anything like that. It's strictly spearfishing on my channel, and maybe a little bit of cooking as well, but that's all encompassing in the experience for me. My channel is just my name because I had nothing else to call it when I started it in 2016 in a cold winter in London. So I'm based in London. I have been for the last nearly 7 years, and prior to that I'm Australian, so I live there obviously. And right now traveling Europe for the summer. In this moment I'm in a place called Puglia in the heel of the boot in Italy. It's a gorgeous place, lovely sunset right now. Hoping to get out for a dive tomorrow here. The fish are very smart. They've seen a lot of divers. Tends to be deep, clean water, so it's very challenging, but I love getting out and diving in new places. The most popular videos on my channel have definitely been the halibut videos when I go to Norway. Very recognizable.
Halibut! 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 Halibut!
I don't have any long-term plans for my channel, but what I would like to achieve is to encourage people to be appreciative of where they are in the world and the spearfishing that they have on their doorstep. For so long, I just thought that unless it's super clean water, warm water, coral reef, big fish, it just wasn't worth actually going spearfishing somewhere. And moving to the UK, I learned to love diving different places. That's what I've kind of based my channel on, is just getting out to new places, meeting people, diving in every location possible that I can, and just learning from it and having a good time, learning about culture, cuisine, the fish species, techniques. And it's a great way to humble yourself and know that you're not as good as you think you are. And I'm happy to admit I'm definitely not nearly as good as I think I am at all. I want to encourage everyone out there, no matter where you are in the world, the spearfishing that you do is unique to your area. So enjoy spearfishing for what it is and not worry about what anyone else is doing. Sure, it's great to be inspired by other people, but don't get hung up and don't let other spearfishing ruin your spearfishing experience. Best viewer comment I think I get on a regular basis is, I didn't know Matt Damon went spearfishing. For some reason, apparently when I'm in a wetsuit and you just see my face, allegedly I look like Matt Damon. I'll take it. Handsome chap, I'll take it. Dealing with trolls is something you're going to have to deal with if you put content out on the internet anywhere. For me, there's two things. The hide user from channel button, so if somebody makes a stupid comment, just harassing you, being a douchebag, you can just hit the hide user from channel. They don't know they've been hidden from the channel, so they'll comment all day, but no one will see it. You won't see it. It won't pop up on the videos. That's a great way to deal with trolls. The other thing that I've realized over the years, and I forget where I hear it, but nobody hates you that's doing better than you. So anyone that's hating on you on the internet, sad little people, and they don't have anything better to do, so you shouldn't really waste your time worrying what they think. If you want to support the channel, the best way is just leaving me a nice comment on a video. I tend to spend way too much time reading the YouTube comments section, so if you send a nice comment in there, I would really appreciate it. If you liked a video, just let me know that you liked the video or what you liked about it. And unfortunately, all that like and subscribe and hit the thumbs up, yeah, it's the name of the game, unfortunately. So if you do like the channel, maybe consider subscribing. But other than that, the only other thing I've got going on is some Dive Everywhere t-shirts, just a little axiom I have here to remind myself wherever I am in the world to get stuck in, try something new, and dive everywhere I can, because it makes you a better spearfisher, I think. I think I'm a better spearfisher from diving in different places. Well, I've certainly learned how not to spearfish in different places. Lots of failures, but also some successes as well. So if you want a t-shirt and remind yourself of that, they're on my website, diveeverywhere.co. But other than that, just thank you so much for watching the videos over all the years. And thank you, Noob Spearo podcast, for doing this poll. And if you're not already listening to the Noob Spearo podcast, please do. Isaac's a legend. He does so much for the sport. Thank you.
So there you have it, Daniel, man. James, you've watched much of his channel?
Oh yeah, look, he's one of the most polished. Man, there's no accident that he's number one on the Noob Spearo list. He is an incredibly polished videographer. He's editing the content. He's an exceptionally good diver. I think Tim McDonald, he was trained by some of the best. A whole generation of Spearos that come out of southeast Queensland, with Tim McDonald really guiding these younger guys through. Bryson, guys that are just phenomenal divers, and Daniel's one of those divers. Like, he's right up in that top league of divers, can dive really deep. He's got incredible fish instinct. He's learnt really well. I remember back in the early days of the Spearos forum, the spearfishing trolling forum. Oh my God, he was very, very active participant in that. I don't think he remembers me too fondly from that. I think sewer rat was the comment that he used on your podcast.
Sewer rat.
Sewer rat. Yeah. Anyway, but look, there was a lot of trolling that used to go on back in the day. But look, he's very passionate about spearfishing. I don't know why he's moved to the UK. Why would you do that to yourself? It's like, I know he's got the life of work and all the rest of it, but man, but the thing I look for, my all-time absolute favorite are the two halibut videos from Norway. That is just, it's driven me frothing. I'm telling my wife, I'm going to go there and do that. And the story behind it, them just going out there and doing their own prospecting, getting their own boat and doing it, the old school way of, researching, see where to go, put it together, make the video, and then land, absolutely incredible trophy fish. So hats off to him. I really enjoy his content, and yes, no accident he's number one on the list.
He's modeled himself after some people outside of spearfishing too. Like, I remember him mentioning Casey Neistat to me, who's a very, very well-regarded YouTuber. And I didn't know the guy. I have very little interest in YouTubing, but I went to watch some of Casey's videos, and it quickly became apparent to me why his channel is so successful And I think Daniel's ability to model some ideas from guys like that and apply it to our lifestyle is very clever. And like you say, his editing and his technical skills with camera, but he's also got an interesting personality. And I think he's got that self-deprecating humor these days. I don't think he takes himself too seriously. And I think that translates in the camera quite well, because lessons learned are a great way to watch a video, you know, like, yeah.
For sure, yeah. I'm not sure what's going on with his accent. We're going to have to bring him back to Australia for a while.
I have heard that.
Re-education camp.
I have heard this.
It sounds more like a poem every day. But that's you know, you can't help picking up the accent wherever you live. But look, yeah, please keep doing what you're doing, Daniel. You know, you're entertaining hundreds of thousands of people with your videos, and yeah, keep up the great work.
He's in Brisbane next month, and we're running a live cooking class at the Adreno store. I don't know if that will have already happened before this episode goes live, but really looking forward to catching up with him and being cheeky to him about his accent. I don't know if it'll be like me, because sometimes I get around some proper, you know, Kiwi, like my brothers and their mates as well, and it takes about 20 minutes, and they're like, "Oh yeah, choice, eh?" And "Oh hey bro, can I borrow your sheep for the night?" But I don't know what it is, but
my candles. Get out of my chili.
But you do take on the accents of the people that you spend a lot of time with. So he's maybe got a bit of that going on with the people in London there.
Yeah.
I'll make some cheeky remarks. Equalising problems can be something that derail you. Not today, my friend. Go to freedivingfamily.com. Check out either the Frenzel and Advanced Frenzel video or the Mouthful and Deep Frenzel Equalisation course at freedivingfamily.com. You can use the code SPIRO to get 20% off any course at freedivingfamily.com. These courses are put together by Adam Stern and a select team of legends, and to help you overcome different issues and help you perform better. And some of them are extremely relevant for freedive spearing. Check it out at freedivingfamily.com. Use the code SPIRO to get 20% off any course. Shrek, my dude, you're killing it on the Noob Spearo podcast. Every guest you get on froths on the spearing life, and the actionable info is off the chain. Over here at Spearing Magazine HQ, it's the same, buddy. So many noobers are submitting their adventures, lessons learned, and pictures here at spearingmagazine.com. Just wanted to say that noobers can get an international subscription here at spearingmagazine.com. They can also check out our In the Face apparel, or getting a subscription to the world's greatest spearing magazine. Check it out at spearingmagazine.com. Shrek, thanks. Love what you're doing. Jeremy out.
What a fantastic list though that the noobers have put together for you. So
yeah,
it was a really awesome walk for me. It's very much along my taste. Just about all of the top 20 are guys that I and girls that I watch regularly. So yeah.
Cool. Let's get into some of the rest of the channels that you think warrant a mention, James.
Oh, cool. Can I do my shout outs? First
100%. Do it.
One of your countrymen, Fathomless Missions,
Okay.
a lovely young couple. They do a bit of stuff with the Wedi guys. I've seen them out with Jackson. Beautiful edited videos. Fathomless Missions, all Kiwi based.
Yeah.
Shoot some massive snapper, great hingies, boarfish, so many boarfish. Just incredible. You're already on your extra list. You have Novi's Adventures. These are just a great bunch of guys on the sunny coast.
Yeah, Reese Clay.
Primitive sort of boat. You know, getting out there and living the dream, camping, bit of surfing. Yeah, I love watching their videos. A more recent guy that's on the scene, Cainit, that's CAINIT, up in the Whitsundays. Amazing diver, great thing out with the mates.
Yeah,
they're going out some crazy distances, 100Ks offshore out in the boat and shooting some incredible fish. I love his super slow-mos on the roller gun, watching that shaft go in at on the like quarter speed or whatever of the video.
Oh, I haven't seen this. I'm going to have to check it out.
Oh, mate, Cainit. Yeah, absolutely 100% recommended.
Okay.
A couple of great ones from North Queensland, Real Loose Adventures, as in REEL Loose Adventures.
Okay.
And Reef Addicts. similar style, young guys and girls getting out there, like just having awesome amounts of fun, doing all sorts of different land-based, hunting, crabbing, a bit of fishing, and lots of really, really top quality spear fishing.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, Real Loose Adventures and Reef Addicts, highly recommend them. A big change of pace, head on down south to Tassie, and there's something that I really love to see is these family diving channels, and there's a few of them getting around. Cameron Smith is the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you had him on your show where you talk to him?
No, I've chatted with him a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know him personally. I've had a little bit of comments backwards and forwards on videos. Awesome. What a lovely guy. And they just, that family, they're just out there living the dream. No tickets and just, everyday, Spearos going and having a great time. Drew Kaluski from Port Stephens, Man Alive.
Okay.
He's a great guy. Getting into it, he's probably closer. He must be in his 40s. I don't know how old you are, Drew. Hopefully, I'm not insulting you. You're not 25 and you've had a really hard life or something. Anyway, yeah, he gets in, does a lot of catch at Cookit. Back from my old stamping ground in Port Stephens. Got some great videos. Another great father-son combination I love to watch is D-Stick1, D-S-D-I-C-K-1 from WA.
Okay.
He is piss funny, this guy. Like, he has got an incredible sense of humour. Getting out with his son and shooting some great fish. Had a lot of backwards and forwards on comments with him. Anyway, when I get to WA, I'm going to look him up and try to get out for a dive with him. Love his style of getting into the narration on the videos now. Awesome. Down Deep Adventures from Southeast Queensland. These guys are fantastic. They have got some super quality videos. His mates getting out, living the dream.
Okay.
Down Deep Adventures, highly recommend that. And then another family one, which is really, really great to see from the Bundaberg region. I won't say exactly where they are. Reefside Fishing. So they get out, they dive, they fish. Dad and the kids, and they're a proper Queensland family. It's like, that's just awesome to watch it. The kids are like young. I suppose they're like young teenagers or something like that. And, and they just have that great bond, when Dad's just really getting into it with the kids, and that's living the dream. Whether they're doing a bit of marlin fishing or they're shooting fish around their local reefs, which are pretty challenging, and then going doing the cook ups and stuff back at home. Fantastic. So yeah, Reefside Fishing, highly recommend that as well.
Cool. On my list, and these are culminated from the rest of the Noob Spearo community as well, and in no particular order. And I haven't watched all of these either. There's Braden Sharon, Aquatic Apes, Daniel Jones Adventures, All Things Ocean, Manny at Sea, Souls Untapped, Salty Monkeys, Spearo Life, Derek from Deeper Perspectives, Spearfin, Jamie Spearfishing, Kevin Daly, Fantastic UK Spearo, Strictly Spearfishing, Zero to Spearo, Jack Rick Adventures, Horny Spearos, Wayne Judge, Aiden Shaka, Lauren Sarasua, Antony Easty, Depth Wish, PNW Sampson. You already mentioned Painted Clay with the No Viz Adventures. There's Back Reef Sessions by Tony Alcock, the Taz Yarns there. Zachary Schmidt, NF Islander, which is Jamie, fantastic channel. Immersion Fiji, Spearfishing Pasta, which is a Jamaican bloke, very interesting channel. Sky Spearfishing, Julian Atrill, Mark Healy, Fishing and Cruising, Kerry Flowers, Kayak Fisherman, Spearfishing Life, Hunters and Drifters, Spencer Allen, Honky Outdoors, Chris Bamman, Nautical Productions, Adventure Man Dan, Captain Milk, Kai Down Under, Ocean Timers, Fishing Grills, Sailing the Vagabond, and Hero Spearo. I'm going to link up, you're not going to remember all of this, but I'm going to link them up in this episode show notes. So go and check it out, because there'll be, and feel free to add more to the comments as well, because there's always comments on these show notes pages. Go to noobspearo.com/20 YouTube, 20 YT. And I'll have the top 20 as well as all of these other channels that James and I have mentioned and identified. And if you have channels that are not mentioned, put them in the comments, and it'll be a resource there for everyone, because I think if you are having a dry spell or a wet spell, you're stuck inside, you're not getting out spearing, maybe you're injured, whatever it is, this is the kind of stuff you need. You need YouTube stories and adventures to keep you frothing even when you can't get wet.
Absolutely, mate. It's the only thing that's keeping me going through the bloody La Nina, and apparently we're going to have another one next year. So, anyway, I'm going to get older and fatter and watch more YouTube.
The boys over here in recent weeks have been shooting some big mackerel. So at least the fish are getting I guess they're getting a bit of a quiet time with all this crap viz and poor conditions.
Yeah, I think we'll see a good recruitment of the old jewfish as well. We've had, from the line fishing, we've had a massive recruitment of snapper out there. I'm not sure if any of Queensland management techniques have come into play with that, with the closures, but we're seeing a hell of a lot of snapper, juvenile ones turn up. So I'm expecting the next few years of a lot of excellent snapper action down here in New South Wales.
That's what you like to see. Well-managed fisheries. And which allows us to keep fishing into the future, and not managed to the point of blocking us from access, but just managing it in terms of how we do it, and rather than stopping us from doing it. Because anyway, well, let's not get it down and dirty in the dark stuff as of a pension to do these days. But hey guys, thanks for listening to today's Noob Spearo podcast. It was an absolute pleasure to have James Sacker from Catch It, Row It, Cook It. So go and subscribe to his YouTube channel and enjoy some of those vids that James puts together down there. Well, thanks for listening, guys, and be sure to like and subscribe to some of these YouTube channels. Just Spearos like you and me making really cool stuff. Today's episode was an absolute banger, and so is our major sponsor, Adreno. Visit them at adreno.com.au. They have a huge range of equipment. You can find it at adreno.com.au. Use the code NoobSpearo at checkout. When you shop online, you can save $20 on every purchase over $200. You can even use that code in-store at some of their huge mega stores Australia-wide. Price beat guarantee on any Australian spearfishing equipment price. Again, visit them at adreno.com.au. Use the code NoobSpearo. The Noob Spearo podcast is incredibly proud to be partnering with Neptonics.com. It's solid gear that works, equipment you can rely on. It's the very best in spearing gear from around the planet. Neptonics is also the one-stop shop for all your spearfishing gear, particularly in the US. They've got free shipping on all orders over $99 in the US. Furthermore, you can use the code NOOB10 to save 10% off on your entire shopping basket at Neptonics.com. Use the code NoobSpearo at Neptonics.com.